Today is a blessed day. It's Sunday. What's the day? 29th or 28th? I think it's the 20th. 27th. I'm here in Addis Ababa with our brother from the 1970s, Desmond Trotter, now Ras Kabinda, one of the leaders of the Brothers of Sashamani, and his beautiful daughter Menen. And I was saying to Menen, of course to you, Giddy, we're here as part of the whole partnership between Ethiopian Airlines, Avdine, and Juma University, and Avdine to really promote science, technology, and partnership. It's really a Pan-African move because we have to find ways to collaborate and to work together. And so once I came, I've been in contact with Brother Desmond, Brother Kabinda for a long time. And he went to the St. Mary's Academy with my older brother, Dr. Wesif Christian, who passed away. And it's a high honor and a privilege to meet my brethren, you know. I haven't seen him in about 50 plus years, you know. I was maybe about, last I saw him, I was maybe about 12 years old.
Wow.
I was maybe about 12 years old.
Okay.
And it's a long time, so give thanks, Ras Kabinda. Say something for us. Say something for history.
This is a goodness to come up and meet directly with Gabriel. When I was in the confinement, he was one of those who was campaigning for my release. I was in the tribulation. They had sent me to Harlem, Dominica. I spent 5.5 years in solitary confinement. I was set up, you know, framed up because of my activities. He and other brothers and sisters, they were the ones who continued destroying, demanding my release.
There's a wall in front of our home that said Free Desmond Trotter.
Wow.
And then another place said Free Destra, which is a combination of his first name and his last name, Destra. And even today, you know, he's Ras Kabinda now, but I still call him Trots, you know, because that's what the people who went to school with him. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's what they call him, you know? Yes, good.
Because I can well remember where it's going. I remember when we was in 5th form, I used to be coming in the night time and study. We used to be competing together with one brother called Percival Murray. He's a surgeon now in Dominica.
He's an economist. Percival is an economist.
He's an economist?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we used to be studying together.
There's a surgeon called Paul. I'm not sure if it's Hendrix Paul. If you went to SMA, I'm not sure. Anyway.
But I remember where he was used to carry his coffee.
Old man used to always have coffee.
Yeah, to keep himself up. I used to study up to 9, 10 o'clock in the night.
So those people will listen to this. The Christian Brothers of Iona College in New York. At that time they ran the St. Mary's Academy. And they brought into Dominica the whole idea of night study. That means you went to school in the day, you went home, I did lunch, I guess some dinner too. And after dinner,
we returned and we spent a couple hours through the night studying. Because we were seeking perfection in our studies.
I know Kabinda, you know, another thing somebody told me recently, it was the same brothers who brought 8 to 1 before it was 9 to 12 and then 2 to 3.
Tell us about it. They brought 8 to 1, so you come to school early morning and at 1 o'clock you get out.
And that's it.
Till eventually the Christian brothers, there was a little conflict over certain disturbances.
Estrada.
Yeah.
Was it Estrada Hispanic, right?
Mexican.
Mexican.
Yeah. And there was this tribulation with him till eventually, because they had tried and suppress. At that time, the Afro was just coming in.
The Black Power movement, the movement for New Dominica was coming in.
And they tried to suppress one of the youth. So it ended up where the school had almost closed down. Till Father Felix and Brother Egbert Jumin. Brother Egbert Jumin was very crucial in the liberty. He was the one who spearheaded the campaign to get my release.
Yes, and he was a member of the Dominica Human Rights Committee.
Yeah, and he was also headmaster of the SNA.
That's right. After Father Felix became the headmaster. And myself and Brian Allen used to meet at so SMA had a school, but on the side was a living quarters for the principal. And I was about 14, 15 years, and I used to meet as a member, as the representative of the United Student Council, calling for your exoneration, with Brian Allen and Egbert Jumin. And on May 29th, 1979, the same Brian Allen was who came up to me when they shot Philadelphia and told me, Christian, leave because they may shoot you too, because at that time it was really crucial. That was a riot. And then that same day, Equijini was kind of beaten up. That was crucial times, but you know, we went through it, and I'm happy to see what you do in the Shashimane, and I'm looking all the time at the gardens, and corn, and different things. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, for survival, I mostly promote organic farming. So to keep myself survival, I still hold on to a little piece of land because most of the land I just planted to I now been occupied by the local population.
See, that's the land that Empress Selassie gave.
I've given to I. Over the years, enough people didn't come home, so now the land has been totally occupied. And maybe have the last piece of land where we can use as garden. And now with all the urbanization, Shashamane is now a city, so they don't really want to see garden. All they really want to see is real estate development. And we try and show them that in every city there is land allocated for urban farming.
Yes.
So they're supposed to respect the business spot and still possess
Food security.
Food security for surety. So to that level, I'm still able to hold on to it and survive. We have a little agro industry, some other brothers, and we maintain the levels. But now it is essential for us to get new lands.
Yes.
What we're trying to negotiate with the government through legal terms too and through representation.
You have a lawyer here?
We don't really, that's one of our problems. We don't really have a trustworthy lawyer here. What we face with is if a land cannot be abrogated according to international law, or been given to the British Embassy or to any other organization by the federal government, cannot really be abrogated according to international law. So the land is now occupied. So what we're trying to present to the government is that we're supposed to offer us alternative lands. So we can continue to encourage ones and ones to come home, and then we have a means of survival. We will be involved in commercial farming and maintain our supply. We were given 500 hectares. But now there is no land. As a reality, there's no land in it. Shashamane is totally a city now.
How many brothers and sisters are in Shashamane?
We have close to 300, 400, 500 people around. There are brothers too in Addis Ababa.
They move around.
Yeah, there are brothers who live permanently in Addis. Same amount, maybe 300, 400, 500. Those of us in Shashamane, we live in Shashamane.
How far is Shashamane from Addis?
250 kilometers.
Okay, so you drive and take how many times? How many hours?
Well, there is a new bus service now, coach service. It takes about 3-4 hours.
And so Empress Menen is now in high school?
Yeah, she's just entered into university at the first stage of her remedial program. But because of the disturbance with the infectious, I have to take her out of the school and bring her to get the treatment.
Yes. Well, we're praying that everything works out, and we'll certainly, whatever role we can play positively, we'll do that. But it's a high honor and privilege.
Yeah, it's love, man. Love, first of all.
You know?
I have a lot of feelings to try and return to maybe before the year.
It'd be nice, that'd be nice.
To meet, because now it's a good while.
I know, to speak to the brothers, especially the young brothers, to be conscious of Africa and be conscious of the duty to focus on food security, because we cannot depend on imports.
No, it's critical, especially now. There's already the government allowed them to come in with GMO. Whereas the African Union is supposed to have a continental policy, not to allow GMO into Africa.
That's right.
The individual countries, they are bragged and they allow them to come with GMO. When they know the consequences of it.
Dependency,
because they
you have to go back and get the same seed on the farm.
Yeah. And the original seed, like right now, I'm the only person planting yellow corn. Everybody else are planting hybrid corn. And every year they have to go back and buy it.
Whereas you don't have to.
Yeah, and what they don't understand is that if you eat enough food that cannot reproduce itself, it will change your genetic setup, and just then you'll be able to reproduce your own.
That's right. That's a very interesting perspective that many people don't consider.
But they suppress those reasoning.
Yes.
That is a little problem, that they don't allow that discourse to be taking place, the essentiality of organic farming to sustain your agricultural production over the years to come. They just rush into what they call new technologies, without understanding the science behind it.
Yes, indeed.
We just pray and hope that the consciousness will grow see like how there's new thinking on the continent, like with men like Abraham Traore, Burkina Faso, trying to shed a light on there is another way. Yeah, we have to come out of the dependency and more we're looking at total. Because unless they are trying their own way, but there's too much dependency on the chemical fertilization. They're just involved in production, but they're not checking on the long-term
sustainability
and
impact on health.
impact on health.
But this is a very, sound reasoning. As I said, we can just foster the cooperation. How we can make it.
We'll make it. Now
Looking good.
Now I'm a bit in age, but I still have the vigor and vitality.
Yes.
There's some of the younger generation will come in. As Rastaman for many years we've been talking.
Yes.
We sing about Africa, we sing repatriation, but the actual reality of coming home, a lot of us still on the illusionary concept. Because nation building means that you have to come home and we have to work.
That's right.
Yes. So you can't sing songs, you can't just be listening on shows, radio shows, but you're not doing nothing.
You have to have a practical application.
Nation building, every aspect is supposed to be on the forefront of this.
Like the brother Gideon Kidano, he's an engineer, with many Ethiopian engineers, 190. Many of them studied here at Ethiopia Ras Kabinda. So that is a practical application of oneness. And then through that, we have our family, Ethiopian family, that never existed before. And it allows for people to see the competence and the excellence.
The Ethiopian Airlines is one of the flagships of Africa. Over all those years, initiated by His Majesty, but despite all the years, they are still maintaining a very high standard. That is a beautiful example to the rest of Africa.
Indeed. And what can be achieved?
What can be achieved.
And it's also the fourth largest airline by roots covered now. So it's the largest in Africa, it's the fourth largest in the world.
Because even in different African countries, there's partnership.
Yes.
I think with Kenya or one of those other countries.
We partner with Malawi, Togo, Rwanda, Tanzania, Zambia.
And what we need to...
There's a Dominican who flies here, Ronald Hodge with essay. I wrote an essay on it. I think I shared it with you.
I read up on it. I never got a chance to meet him.
Yeah, he was supposed to meet us today, but he had to go to Canada last night. So I missed it. But I met him when I came in 2021. I interviewed him. And it wasn't planned, but when he started speaking, it was so fantastic. I said, let me take the phone, take the one just like I'm doing now.
Well, there's another American brother, I think, who worked with Menen Airlines.
Johnson. Dave Johnson. It was Johnson who told me about Hodge, because I knew Johnson. So I said, I need to write an essay about you because you must know that we can fly in African skies. He said, no, the Dominican called Captain Ronald Hodge. So he gave me his number. I called him, and the rest is history.
Because there's also, he's not a Dominican, but he's Dominican related. His name is Tony Mead. He was a captain. He worked here for a little while. Before he used to work, I think, in Mozambique, and then he came there to visit the Ethiopian Airlines. Now I think he's going to go out again. We related because in Mead family, they're Dominicans. Born in Montserrat.
I was telling someone, I didn't know all the time that Ron was your first cousin.
Ron Green.
Yes, but I interviewed Ron, and when I look at Ron, I said, look, I can see the resemblance.
Ron was crucial, early days in
yes. I got to know Ron in first or second form through Cecilia Green. Because Cecilia Green used to teach me social studies in first form. So when Ron came back from Canada, I didn't even know Ron was a Dominican. Because when he was born, I was born. I used to go to Rome, Castle State. Still is oil, gas station, Macmillan.
I think Ron was involved. He wasn't involved with the small.
That's later, man. That's much later. I'm talking 74 years. I'm talking 74. And he used to have a lot of magazines, and I used to go there because the library didn't have that kind.
Was he worked on in Uganda?
I know. He was in Peace Corps. And Ron had the 400-meter championship for New York State and 400-meter championship for Nigeria. And he met Malcolm X at UCLA in Los Angeles and met Malcolm X in Nigeria. And then Ron tells me that he was in a bus, he had a friend, a girlfriend, came back from Uganda. And the civil rights movement was hot. And the girl said, I can get you down in the south. And he said, how? He says, well, I'll get Stokely Carmichael. And the girl got him Stokely Carmichael on the phone. Stokely spoke to him and said, well, you can go down there with a student nonviolent coordinating stick. And Ron said, he said, what say you? Ron said, I don't know what to say. I'm just astounded by this opportunity. He said, well, say something, my brother, say something. Ron said, I don't know what to say. He says, well, say Black Power. And Ron said Black Power. And next thing you know, Stokely arranged for Ron to go down. And Ron really played a very important role in Dominica because he really raised the consciousness through his work with MND of a generation of Dominica.
I remember there was small project assistant.
Spark. That's after you had left.
Yeah.
That's in the 80s. But when Ron first came, it was MND, you know?
MND.
Movement for New Dominica.
Yeah. I was around when Spark was operating too.
Okay.
Together with Joey Pelletier.
Yes. I got
Is
Joey.
Joey is he still in
I spoke to Joey. I was trying to get the same type of interview with Joey, but we haven't been able to get it yet. He's working on Moringa. Yeah, he makes Moringa very nicely. I think I got some. Yeah. But Menen just went over. But I know that you know, we've been speaking for a while. I don't want the tube to burst. But any final words for the sister and brethren?
We just need to keep the fire burning.
Yes.
So the struggle doesn't end. All times we have total liberation and control of our destiny. We still have to keep that level of consciousness, keep the focus, not allow ourselves to get distracted.
Yes. I spoke to Vivian, you know, one day. Yes. I remember when Vivian used to go, I used to get at Boys Avenue when it was with you all. And right next to the Euros. And I think Fitz married one of your sisters. Yes. And I used to look over the wall and used to call Vivian, it was his truck. He used to have a long hair. But to me, he was playing for grammar school.
Yeah. But he was also in SMA, but I think in the final years
He shift.
Yeah,
He was a good football player, you know. I remember him playing football.
Now he's retired now.
I wanted to do an interview with him as well, but more time, you know.
He played a crucial role as the chief technical officer for years ago. He had retired, the government had called him back, he did some service.
Yeah, he's a civil engineer, went to school at the University of Wisconsin.
There's the other day they sent me a thing where the Civil Engineer Association of Dominica gave him some award for his work. Long time service.
I didn't give him a call, I have his phone number, so I'll send, when I put this, I'll send it to him and I'll send it to you as well. But let's say a prayer. Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for Brother Ras Kabinda and for his years of service to Pan-Africanism and development in Dominica as well as in Africa, and particularly in Sashemane. Bless him and his daughter Menen. Bless the Lord and give thanks for his service. Rastafarian.
Good to see you.
You know? Thank you so much.